God, that is so iconic. Level 5 probably shaped my childhood the most alongside Nintendo. 3 of Level 5's IPs are childhood classes that have a special place in my heart. Yokai Watch was a banger alternative to Pokemon, and I was a massive fan of both franchises. I even collected some yokai medals when I was younger, like Pokemon cards. Ni no Kuni was, and still is, my favorite game of all time. Well, the first one. Not the second. The second was good to okay. And the topic of this video that also helped define my childhood, Inazuma 11. This series slapped. Now, I mainly grew up with the anime of Inazuma 11 compared to the games. I mean, yeah, I played Shadow, but I never played anything outside of that. Until recently, where I played the first game. In German. Ich weiß nicht, frag nicht. But then I caught wind of a new Inazuma 11 game, and I was hyped. Very hyped. Yes! 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 I became a pinball as the thought of my childhood coming back. And so did many other people who loved the games as much as I did. Childhood eVTuber is coming back. Somewhat. We'll get to that eventually. And then it was announced in March that the beta will drop. I'll admit, I got to this later than most, mostly because I was procrastinating and questioning my life choices, but I got it eventually and played for myself. These are my thoughts and feelings about the Inazuma 11 Victory Road beta. Now for one, the music in this game is mostly just songs taken from older games, as the original composer, Yasunori Mitsuda, didn't return to compose this game. Which is a shame, but the new compositions aren't bad. The songs I didn't recognize sounded good, and the songs that I did recognize gave me a kick of nostalgia. We need to get more Go OST though, then I'll truly be a happy Evo. Now there's only one option for proper gameplay called Competition Mode, the rest cannot be played in this demo, so let's dive into that. There's a fair bit to select here, but the main ones are competing online or against bots, and given how long it took me to get used to this game, I'm not playing against real people any day of the week, so let's play against bots. I normally do that anyway to boost my low self-esteem. You also have a class of teams to play against, the Inazuma, the Death Zone, and the Godhood classes respectively. But since Inazuma is the only one I can pick, let's go there. Here we get 3 teams, National Champs, Inazuma All-Stars, and Alias Bastards, the third of which is locked. Also, pick a team to go against. Read that, because I didn't and picked the harder team that was unlocked. It was like 1 in the morning when I played this and I just got off Twitter. My brain had just given up all reasons to live. However, there was one positive thing about picking the harder team which I'll get to in a few minutes. But first, this opening animation. This is just sick. In a good way, obviously. Given how we jump from handhelds to handheld TV combos, but mainly TV, these animations here are quite the surprise, given what the series started as, but also very charming and overall just look amazing to look at. A few minor things I like before the meat and potatoes. The game uses Japanese voices for English text, which in all honesty is the preferred Inazuma 11 experience for me. Although the English voices in Go Shadow make sense, along with some characters getting original accents based on ethnicity, something about the sub-anime voice actors just hits me right. The characters even say the Japanese Hisatsu while the English text is displayed. Which in all honesty, I also liked, given how the sub names are almost always better than the ones in the English dub. I am suing whoever named DevChop the Doom Dive Drive. If someone is getting sued, my boys will be in touch. The models are also well put together and the animations look quite good overall. This game really does feel like a love letter to all the Inazuma 11 fans out there, since every animation is improved from their original animations, and also improved from Ghost Strikers as well, which is just insane to think about. The little intermissions from halftime or where you place in the match are also pretty damn cool and adds a lot more flair to these games that others didn't. I did mention the intro animations, but these ones also added a ton of charm. I honestly find them cute in a way. The amount of effort put into this game is insane, but obviously not all is perfect. After this is where we come to the main gameplay, and let's cut back to a few minutes ago in this video. However, there was one positive thing about picking the harder team which I'll get to in a few minutes. Remember that? No? We'll get better memory. But this is where this comes into discussion. The harder team managed to get one of my main issues out of the way quicker than if I had played against the easier team. The amount of sudden tutorials that show up out of nowhere and how frequent they are quickly destroy my patience. They appear for everything you do, which, like, yeah, it makes sense given this game is a lot more complex than the DS games, but my god, this puts Connect Sports Football on level with how many tutorials show up. Oh, go away, you bleeding boss! I can play the game myself, I'm not 5! Also,
the Inazuma All-Stars. They've overcome every challenge they've faced so far. I'm looking forward to seeing what plays they'll be showing us.
Why does he sound like Daddy DM? Genuine, I can't be the only one who sees it. Now, how good is the gameplay? It's good, but it takes quite a while to get used to. Let's ignore this particular game and move on to the easier team. I got whooped, thank you for asking. This was still hard because the new mechanics of this game made it quite challenging to get used to. For the record, I used a Joy-Con connected controller, played this with the visibility of my Elgato, and like, this game is insanely wild. There is the obvious basics like passing, shooting, dribbling, etc., but some stuff takes more time to get used to. For example, this minigame right here. My main nitpick is that I can't do the side step easier. I'm bad at the game, and it's not my fault, but I have 2 other issues. One, I don't know what the hands do. If you touch the hands, you don't get past. But no, if you're far enough away and still touch the hands, you can still pass. I think it's there to increase the tension meter, but I don't fully get it besides that. The other thing you can do is if you or the other team have the ball, just guess what you can do. Wrong, I didn't put the right answer on the screen.
Why are you the way that you are?
I don't get why they did this, especially with how defense works in this game. Oh wait, I should probably explain what this is. This is a zone. It applies to both goalkeeping and shooting. In this particular case, we'll be looking at goalkeeping. With goalkeeping, you could make 2 makeshift walls with your defenders. These weaken the shots, or just stop them entirely, depending on your shot's power. You can also stop Hitsatsu techniques with your bare hands now, which is honestly insane, but this damages your keeper points, and if your keeper points get lower than the shot's power, then the shot goes in. This is where I don't like the shooting while in the possession minigame. Unless your team is doing something else on the complete opposite sides of the pitch, they're bound to weaken the shot with these walls. Not to mention, Hitsatsu techniques are used to reduce some, if not all, of the damage done via the shot. So doing this just doesn't make sense to me, and I don't see the inclusion of it. Oh, but wait, I forgot something. There's these 2 things here. They're called Breach and Save. They are 2 completely different things that depend on goalkeeper and shooting power. If a breach happens, the goal is automatic, where save is the other way around and the save is automatic. I don't know if there's a clear pattern to either show up, but if luck is added to my Inazuma 11 game, I want to talk to the devs. I promise I'll be kind.
Kill yourself!
That's about it when it comes to the zones for goalkeeping. For shooting, you have a few options. You can pass the ball to someone else or have them shoot, either as a shot chain or a regular pass to increase the shot power. These aren't near as bad, besides the fact that you can use tactics during this section. I don't know why, they always throw me off. But besides that, they're a neat touch to get down, and I like both zones despite some of the odd choices they have. Speaking of tactics, in the original games, they were fun. I don't get the inclusion of them in this demo though. In the games, I use tactics to get further on the pitch or defend against the other team, which is what everyone else does. But in this game, they just seem to increase your stats. Like, they're cool and they look visually appealing, but I never used them besides one time. And also, there's this dash mechanic. I've only used it once and I never used it since. Overall, they're just things I'm not gonna go out of my way to use, which is a shame since they're really fun mechanics, but using them doesn't really do anything fully for me to warrant it, even though running directly into the enemy sounds extremely funny. But honestly, my least favorite thing in this game came with the defending. I've never been good at defending. I can't defend myself and get cancelled, it happens too often. But in this game, defending sometimes just doesn't work. You're meant to get close to a player with the ball. Why do I have to press A now? I'm in front of him! Let me play the game! Oh, god damn it! Also, changing players you control is sometimes a chore. You need to control the analog stick to select a player, and then press a button to switch to said player. This grows tiring fast if you want to switch to someone who you don't want to. I'm playing Inazuma 11, I don't want to be reminded of FIFA! Though the defense minigames often raises tension, which is my next praise this game has. In previous Inazuma 11 games, players are bound by technique points. If you ran out, you just couldn't use Hisatsus unless you healed, which like 2 people ever use items in this game, so why would you? Also, the limited. Why? In this game, that's replaced by this bar known as the tension meter. The more you do good at the minigames, the more the bar raises, and when it raises to a decent level, you can use Hisatsu techniques. You can use this to negate or get rid of keeper point damage, increase shot power, or defend and get past enemies, depending on the Hisatsu technique you use. This is easily one of my favorite things in this game, as the frequent usage of Hisatsus make the game more chaotic, which, given Inazuma 11's entire basis, is kind of needed. There's also this thing below it, which, I'll be honest, I don't know what it does. However, all of this looking past what my biggest issue about this game was. I think this game has a pretty steep learning curve. In terms of learning the controls, learning how everything works, along with everything else needing to be perfected and set down, it took me around half of my total playtime. My playtime was an hour, meaning it took me around half an hour to learn everything. This is way longer than any other game in the series. I get it's likely because of the jump from DS handhelds to the more controller-based Nintendo Switch, but as someone who grew up with Inazuma 11 Go Shadow, a game that's simplistic as hell and easy to get down, I found the jump to be rather shocking. However, this comes with a reward on par with getting a chocolate. If you sit down and learn everything, play the game to your best abilities and know what to do, it is so fun to play. I kid you not, I haven't had this much fun in a while, and the game is super enjoyable when you know what you're doing. Pulling everything off and doing the cool moves is super fun and makes me a happy man. It makes up for the curve, as the game goes from confusing and I cry to fun and I smile. It's generally super enjoyable to play the game, and that's the best way I can describe this game. This is just pure fun. As an Inazuma 11 fan, I could surely say that I wasn't disappointed with this game. Sure, there were some things that were questionable, like the shooting and defending minigames, and the breach and save system made me question my will to live. But past all that, the game is super fun, and as someone who loves this franchise, I can say that this is a great game, and a game that I'm overall very excited for the full release. This video is a bit short, but this is the beta release. I can't exactly talk about things that aren't out, it's not possible. If you enjoyed hearing me talk about this game, subscribe and click the bell, it greatly supports the channel. And this has been EPTuber, and I'm going to play some games while listening to my favourite web show, Death Battle. Have fun, everyone.